On the big highway of life, there's only one safe place for kids.
Backseat, baby.
The front seat's not the place to drop out. Don't want that big old bag to pop out.
Backseat, baby.
Put that booties in the backseat.
Backseat, baby.
That action kids you never meet. I'm here to remind you to put them behind you.
Backseat, baby.
Wow! Look at here.
Backseat, baby.
You stay alive even when I drive.
I'm sure some of you feel funny talking with your parents about things you hear in the schoolyard, things about sex, drugs, alcohol. But if you talk with your parents, maybe you won't feel as odd or be as confused or frightened. Watching TV as a family can help get these tough conversations started. You can talk about what you've seen and what you've heard, and how it makes you feel. Your parents want to talk to you. Get things started today. Ask your parents to call for these free guides, Talking with Kids and TV as a Tool.
Happy Valentine's Day from WRBL, your news team.
Because if you've been preached to.
WRBL, your news team.
Losing his battle with cancer, Jordan's King Hussein makes his final flight home. Monica Lewinsky, in her own words, details about her feelings for the president from her impeachment trial deposition. As for live testimony, the senators vote no. And if you're tired of airlines taking you for a ride, there may be relief ahead as lawmakers get set to take action. This is the CBS Morning News for Friday, February the 5th. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Thalia Ashuris. America will finally see and hear Monica Lewinsky testify in the president's impeachment trial. That's coming up. But first, Jordan's King Hussein has returned home for the last time. A private plane that bore the gravely ill ruler arrived in Amman early this morning. His body rejected a bone marrow transplant meant to fight off lymphatic cancer, and palace sources concede the end is near. Jesse Schulman is standing by in Amman, Jordan. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Thalia. The mood here in Jordan is somber, almost as if the mourning has begun already. The only leader most Jordanians have ever known, their king of almost half a century, has, it seems, come home to die.
It may have been expected, but the news was still deeply disturbing in a country that has known only one ruler for 47 years.
We just can pray. That's all we can do. Nothing else.
2 weeks ago, there was a brief glimmer of hope when the king returned to Jordan and announced his cancer had been cured. It was not to last. But before rushing back to his doctors in Minnesota, Hussein shocked the nation by dumping the crown prince, his brother Hassan, and naming his eldest son Abdullah as new successor to the throne.
I think it will be a smooth transition, but definitely these are very difficult times. People were prepared for the fact that something might happen, but they were not prepared for the suddenness of the event.
Little is known about the 37-year-old prince, an army officer who has no experience in government and now has no time to learn. But as the country gears up for the change, there are a few signs of alarm. The attitude here is the king knows best.
Like father, like son.
In recent days, local and foreign dignitaries, from Bedouin chiefs to the American Secretary of State, have been lining up to show their support for the new ruler in waiting. Jordan is a small country, but has always played a large role in times of peace and war in the Middle East. That, however, was due to the personality and perseverance of a single man.
People here know that once King Hussein is gone, there will be a large question mark over a country that has long been an island of stability in a troubled region. Thalia?
Jesse Schulman in Amman, thanks so much. And back here now, Americans will indeed finally see and hear Monica Lewinsky testify in the president's impeachment trial, but only on videotape. This will come tomorrow as final arguments begin. Now, we do have excerpts this morning, however, obtained by the Associated Press. Question: did the president ever tell you to turn over the gifts? Lewinsky's answer: not that I remember. On her feelings now for the president, I have mixed feelings. I think what you need to know is my grand jury testimony is truthful, irrespective of whatever those mixed feelings are in my testimony. On to the White House now and the efforts there to ensure that the best outcome comes for the president. And for more on the decision to make the deposition public and what happens next in the trial, though, here's Bob Schieffer.
Senators killed a plan to have Monica Lewinsky testify in person
but they did clear the way for the public to see the videotaped deposition that she gave earlier this week.
The action came during a series of procedural votes. House prosecutors pushed hardest to have the Senate hear from Ms. Lewinsky in person.
After all, no one knows more about the majority of the allegations against the president other than, of course, the president himself.
But White House lawyers argued talk of such things should not be forced on the public. 25 Republicans agreed, and by a vote of 70 to 30, senators decided not to hear from her in person. But by a unanimous vote, they decided videotape of the depositions of Ms. Lewinsky and the other witnesses could be shown to senators and the public Saturday. Written transcripts of the depositions were being taken under guard to the public printer. When White House lawyers wanted to know what portion of the tapes prosecutors intended to show, they got a curt reply.
The appropriate legal response to your request is that it is none of your damn business what the other side is going to put on.
So under the arrangement adopted, senators and the public will see excerpts of the videotape Saturday. Final arguments will be heard Monday. Senators will debate the case Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then finally vote on the articles of impeachment and whether to remove the president from office on Friday.
Bob Schieffer, CBS News at the Capitol.
On to the efforts at the White House. Here's Scott Pelley on that.
There's obviously tremendous pressure from the White House on the Democrats to toe the line on this.
The White House denies that, but without bipartisan support, it seems finding of fact is fading. Now the White House is lobbying for a vote on the articles of impeachment, followed by a censure resolution tailored to suit Mr. Clinton. One advisor to the White House tells CBS News censure must not use legally compromising words like perjury. Instead, the White House wants wording that repeats Mr. Clinton's past apologies, going no further than phrases like this.
I misled people, including even my wife. I deeply regret that.
Mr. Clinton's lawyer rebuffed a Republican request for Mr. Clinton's Senate testimony. Charles Ruff said it is neither necessary nor appropriate for the president to testify.
The next battleground will be over the language in the censure resolution. Democrats have been working on this for weeks. Later today, a resolution sponsored by Senators Feinstein and Moynihan is likely to be made public. Scott Pelley, CBS News, the White House.
And still to come on the CBS Morning News, are you tired of airlines saying nuts to you? Well, we'll tell you about a traveler's Bill of Rights. And the jobless picture snaps into focus. First, a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Tonight here on CBS, it's a long way from here, but Brazil is closer than you think and as close as your pocketbook. CBS is going to take you to a place where the people love American music but can't afford to buy it. What's that mean for you? We'll report to you. And on the eve of Monica Lewinsky's taped testimony before the Senate, we'll have the latest on all that.
Right now, you can get a complete pair of great-looking glasses for only $99 at LensCrafters, and your choice of hundreds of the latest frame styles.
LensCrafters $99 complete pair sale.
This is a great offer. People should definitely not miss this.
Hurry, offer ends soon.
Is it cream or cremora royale? Cream or cremora royale? Introducing a delicious new taste that's so indulgently rich and creamy, don't be surprised if you can't tell. Is it cream or new cremora royale?
Hi, I'd like to start getting home delivery of the New York Times.
Now you can enjoy Sunday even more by getting the New York Times delivered to your home every weekend. And if you call now, you'll save 50% off the regular home delivery price. Then wake up to the things you care about most. What do you think about first thing Sunday morning?
First thing, relaxing with my coffee and the Sunday New York Times. It's what Sundays were made for.
First thing, I think about my family in America and in my homeland.
You get a world of ideas, insight, and discovery you won't find anywhere else, all at a 50% savings for 8 weeks.
I just love the arts, and nothing satisfies my passion like the Sunday Times.
Call now, 1-800-720-8300.
Hi, I'd like to start getting home delivery of the New York Times.
First thing, my New York Times. Another day to learn something new.
The New York Times. Call today.
Teachers, it's time for history class. Get your students together to create your own WRBL Millennium Minute.
I have a dream that one...
Simply video your class reenacting a moment in our nation's history. Then send your entry to WRBL. Please include a brief description of your moment in history. Then watch WRBL live this morning and live at 11 each Tuesday for Millennium Minutes, a part of Countdown to the New Millennium, presented by these supporting sponsors.
I have a dream today.
The booming economy means more air travelers and big profits for airlines, but passenger complaints are up 25%. So today, lawmakers will propose their remedy, a passenger bill of rights. Bob McNamara has more.
With more than 500 million passengers each year crowding America's airports and airplanes, customer complaints of overbooked flights, understaffed airlines, and bad service are echoing in the halls of Congress.
Air rage does in fact feed on shoddy service. If you consistently give the passenger, the consumer, short shrift, that's going to take a real toll.
Today, the first of several bills to give air travelers a Bill of Rights is expected to be introduced in the House and Senate.
Passengers ought to have the right to adequate information about fares. We think they should be protected from arbitrary actions like being canceled at the last minute.
Proposed travelers' rights bills include rights to refunds, information about delays and diversions, and courteous service. If an airline is found guilty of not complying, the FAA could impose fines of up to $1,100 per passenger per violation. Still, industry experts say it will all be tough to police.
They can't put him in jail for not saying hello to somebody. So it's a good idea, but I don't think it will have any teeth in it, really.
Experts also doubt sites like this will disappear, better service or not. Bob McNamara, CBS News, Dallas.
President Clinton has released his annual report on the nation's economy, and he says it is, quote, at the pinnacle of power and success, end quote. Now, the report forecasts economic growth of 2.4% this year. Inflation is expected to rise to 2.3%, and unemployment, the president predicts, will average 4.9%. Now, that is for the year. For a more immediate look, CBS Market Watch analyst Stacey Tisdale joins us this Friday morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, and you're right. For this immediate look, economists do agree with the president with regard to their optimism about the economy. They're very optimistic about the January employment report, which Wall Street will be watching very closely today. The analysts believe the economy created 120,000 non-farm jobs last month, and the unemployment rate fell 0.1% to 4.4. But take note of those numbers, because any surprises would likely get a significant reaction from the markets. Surprisingly strong interest rates in the U.S. and Japan took a toll on stocks yesterday. What's happening, investors are afraid that higher rates will attract money out of the stock market. Technology stocks were hardest hit, also due to fears of a price war in the semiconductor industry. Consequently, the technology-heavy NASDAQ dropped more than 83 points. That was its third largest point loss ever. It was a little bit of a better day for the blue chips. The Dow lost just 62 points. Japan's Nikkei index lost about 189 points. Here are your stocks to watch today. Keep an eye on Delphi Automotive, making its trading debut in the 7th largest U.S. initial stock offering ever. The shares of the General Motors Auto Parts spin-off are priced at $17 each. And shares of Federal Express could get some attention today as well. The company and its pilots have finally ratified a contract. And remember to track all those stocks on the web at cbs.marketwatch.com. Another frustrating day for E-Trade customers. Computer glitches brought the system down for the second day in a row. The service is particularly popular with day traders, but frustrated day traders take heart. Doonesbury comic strip character Chase feels your pain. He opened an online trading account himself this week, and the cartoon has been following the trials and tribulations of his investment. He had a very bad day yesterday.
He did, oh, but the weekend's here, and have a good one. Thanks, Stacey. Up next, a look at your weekend weather, and coming up, sports. We'll hit you with our best shots, or their best shots.
Come on, Tinker. Go get the paper. It's gotta be the puppy chow.
Our advanced nutrition delivers the essential nutrients he needs to grow from a healthy puppy to an exceptional dog. Purina Puppy Chow brand.
These fries are delicious. Are you sure I can eat these?
Yeah, they're low fat. Got the recipe from Pam.
Pam? I don't know her, but I like her.
Pam really cooks.
Orange juice.
What did you say?
Orange juice. You've got a cold. You need fluids, vitamin C, and other nutrients.
I get it. Why can't we just have a dog?
I heard that.
100% pure Florida orange juice. Are you drinking enough?
Hershey's Taste Stations. When Hershey makes a hard candy, it's hard to resist. Hershey's Taste Stations.
I know a place.
Americans love scenery. We can't get enough of it. We don't care how far it is. We want to see it all. Good thing there's Chevy Malibu, a car designed to take us anywhere and back. It'll actually go up to 100,000 miles before its first scheduled tune-up. That's a lot of vacations and a lot of souvenirs. So take the long way home. It's the car you knew America could build. Malibu, genuine Chevrolet.
I'll take you there. Well, as we head into the weekend, Craig Allen is here with a look at the forecast, and not good for some people coming up, right?
There are several weather systems out there, but the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest, you know, you've been in that roll, that procession of storm after storm. The next one coming in for the weekend is probably going to be one of the worst in a long time. Let's go to the weather map now. Satellite picture, and you'll see a couple of things. First, this moved off the East Coast yesterday with showers. More rainfall for the Four Corners as the connection there off the Pacific continues, but the one moving into the picture now, that one's going to bring perhaps hurricane-force winds accompanying that rainfall across the northwestern states and a lot of mountain snowfall. There's going to be a huge amount of snow. We're talking about feet, maybe 1 or 2 feet of snow once it jumps the Cascades into Idaho as well as portions of Montana. But again, gales will be building today, the seas will be building today, the rainfall will be moderate today and only getting worse into tomorrow. Snowfall again in and around the Four Corners, higher terrain, and rainfall otherwise as that storm lags behind. A little piece of it broke off. It's going to bring a bit of rain and maybe some ice, a little snow up around the Great Lakes. Gusty's not the word. Blustery is a better word for the Northeast today. But it will be nice across the southeastern states with temperatures in the 60s and the 70s as well. The cold continues. Boston, Minneapolis, Tucson, and Portland with delays. From the weather map to your hometown. Sunny and windy in New York today, 43. Clouds increasing in Chicago, 46. It's another warm day in Miami. Dallas, Texas, sunshine, the high 74. Denver, mostly cloudy, high 45 degrees. Los Angeles, mostly cloudy as well.
In sports, a nice homecoming for Jason Terry of Arizona, but actually not quite nice enough. Terry even wears the Seattle area code 206 as a tattoo. The Pac-10's leading scorer at 28 points, including a long-distance 3 from mid-court. Whoa, but his 10th-ranked Wildcats came up short at Seattle against Washington. Donald Watts scored 24 points in Washington's 90-84 win. Number 13, UCLA trailed at home against Oregon until a steal allowed Ray Young to tie it with 22 seconds to play. An offensive foul by Frederick Jones gave UCLA the ball, and Baron Davis, who made the earlier steal, won it at the buzzer for UCLA, 79-77. 5th-ranked Kentucky lost its touch at Florida, hitting only 2 of 18 three-point tries. Freshman Mike Miller had 20, including a 3, plus a free throw for a 4-point play in Florida's 75-68 win. Now, watch what happened at Clemson. Terrell McIntyre leaped to catch the ball and shot it before landing. Whoa! Beat the shot clock, finished at 25, and Clemson beat number 12, North Carolina, 78-63. On the scoreboard, number 18, Purdue, came up a winner against number 14, Iowa. Okay, Wayne Gretzky tied Gordie Howe's unofficial record with the 1,071st goal of his pro career. That includes playoffs and his time in the old World Hockey Association. His New York Rangers, believe it or not, even beat Vancouver, doubled them 8-4. Boxer Mike Tyson faces the possibility that he will return to jail today. He will be sentenced in Maryland on 2 counts of second-degree assault. This is following a minor traffic accident which occurred last August. There will be a request for probation. Now, the sentence will help determine whether Tyson violated his parole in a 1991 Indiana rape conviction. If so, Tyson could lose his boxing license and be returned to jail. Muhammad Ali, whose anti-war stance struck controversy in the 1960s, now appears on a Wheaties cereal box. As part of its 75th anniversary, Wheaties made Ali the first boxer to team with the Breakfast of Champions. Straight ahead, we will update your top stories. And where are they now? For this former TV star, the answer is in court.
When I have a migraine, I often wonder if the pain will ever go away. But now I can break through that pain with Imitrex nasal spray.
One quick spray breaks through the pain of most kinds of migraines, the related nausea and sensitivity to light, without drowsy side effects.
So I stay alert and active.
Imitrex isn't for everyone. If you have certain types of heart or blood vessel disease or uncontrolled blood pressure, you shouldn't take Imitrex. Very rarely, certain people, even some without heart disease, have had serious heart-related problems. So talk to your doctor, especially if you have risk factors for heart disease like smoking, high blood pressure or high cholesterol, or if you're pregnant, nursing, or taking medications. Call 1-800-IMITREX for product information and a free trial of Imitrex nasal spray or tablets.
It lets me stay alert and active.
Ask your doctor about Imitrex, the most prescribed migraine medicine in the U.S.
Now through Valentine's Day, you can get the Zales Valentine Keepsake Box filled with chocolate hearts, a diamond heart, and your heart. All just $99 at Zales stores nationwide or shop online at Zales.com.
My hat.
Some days you don't have time for breakfast.
My books.
So Carnation Instant Breakfast is packed to go with vitamins and minerals and 99% fat-free. Carnation Instant Breakfast from Nestle. It's a healthy start.
Help wanted. Immediate openings available. For the most important jobs in America, helping the organizations that help children. Whatever you can do, in whatever time you have, you can make a difference. To learn how you can help in your community, reach us at this web address and number. We're fighting for the children. Whose side are you on?
On the CBS Morning News, here's a look at today's weather. It'll be a beautiful day throughout the South today, and that nice warm sunshine can also be enjoyed across the Central Plains. But very high winds along with more rain will return to the northwest, lasting through the weekend.
Here's a look again at our top stories this morning. A gravely ill King Hussein of Jordan is back in his home country. Hussein, who has been battling cancer, flew home from Minnesota after bone marrow transplant failed. The king's private physician says his internal organs are failing. The public finally hears Monica Lewinsky's deposition tomorrow when the Senate plays portions of it. After 2 contentious votes, the Senate also agreed on a plan designed to end the Clinton impeachment trial by next Friday. You may remember Gary Coleman from the sitcom Different Strokes. Well, these days he's featured in a real-life drama, an assault trial. Here's Manuel Gallegos.
The altercation hhappened in a Los Angeles uniform store last July. The alleged victim, Tracy Fields, wanted an autograph from Coleman. Coleman allegedly told her it wasn't worth anything, and that's when she reportedly told Coleman that with that attitude, it's no wonder you're no longer working.
He said, "F you, lady. That's why I don't like people like you."
Okay. What did he do at that point?
Then he hurriedly walked, almost like a trot, ran over to her area where she was standing and jumped up and socked her in the face.
Coleman, who is 4'8", testified that Fields was so rude he was scared. He tried to rip up the autograph and get away from Fields, and that he had to hit her to do it.
My only avenue of escape was to go through the path she had cut off, so I hit her.
Perhaps realizing they may be losing, or because the testimony was too much for Coleman, before the case went to the jury, he pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor of disturbing the peace. And he quietly wept as the judge sentenced him to a suspended 90 days in jail and ordered him to take anger management classes. Manuel Gallegos, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Up ahead on CBS This Morning, Dr. Emily Sine on promising new treatments for stroke. HeartScore 99 hatches news of eggs that are heart smart, and Steve Hartman looks at ordinary people leading extraordinary lives. I'm Thalia Shuras, and this is the CBS Morning News.
I see we're getting quite a jump on this.
Has just made like a sort of a recent move in the last 3 minutes.
How's your day going?
How are the pharmaceutical stocks doing?
First thing on the docket is to get as much information as I can.
Yeah, let me check it.
Average daily volume being 27,000, so it looks like we're on track. So I can provide our clients with the best detailed information possible.
We're going to help them with all the research and all the information that we have here.
There's some regulatory legislation going adverse effect on their stock.
Chart looks good.
Checking with you next week.
Sounds great. Nice talking to you. Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend, too.
Thanks.
Passport.
your Pop-Tarts. You think I was born yesterday? Out of the car.
New Pop-Tarts Pastry Swirls. Round, iced, and deliciously flaky. They're like no Pop-Tarts you've ever seen.
Yeah, Pop-Tarts, right.
Is it cream or cremora royale? Cream or cremora royale? Introducing a delicious new taste that's so indulgently rich and creamy, don't be surprised if you can't tell. Is it cream or new cremora royale?
Late one night in
Every week for the past 4 years, Stephanie has read stories to a room full of Savannah, Georgia preschoolers. Every week, the look on the children's faces is priceless. The love that Stephanie feels from every child has made her life a whole lot brighter. Even though Stephanie has never even seen their faces. To see how you can help in your community, call the Points of Light Foundation. Do something good. Feel something real.
WRBL, your Doppler 3 weather team.
Today, on an all-new Early Edition. Then, monkeys, snakes, lions, oh my. Sammo and Arsenio hunt down animal poachers. Now they're in danger too. All new martial law. And a teacher forces his students to sell drugs. But the new principal has other plans.
I think it's time for a booster shot.
Chuck Norris, all new Walker on America's Night of Heroes, CBS Saturday.
After a great deal of debate, Pluto does indeed get to keep its bragging rights as the smallest planet in the solar system. Because Pluto's so tiny, the world's leading experts in astronomy thought about stripping it of its planet status. Well, now they have made it official. Pluto is and will remain a planet. Also this morning, some new answers to age-old questions about super powerful solar winds and their impact on the Earth. John Blackstone has our report.
Streams of electrified gas are rushing toward Earth at 2 million miles an hour. It's called the solar wind, and it's been known to disable satellites and knock out electric power grids right here on Earth. Now, scientists for the first time have discovered the source of these high-speed solar winds. They originate along the edges of honeycomb-shaped magnetic fields on the sun's surface. Researcher Don Hassler is one of the scientists who made the discovery.
We are modern-day explorers, and it's the search for the solar wind is a little bit like the search for the source of the Nile.
The solar wind never actually reaches the Earth's surface, but it can cause dramatic changes in the Earth's magnetic field, and that can lead to plenty of trouble where we live.
It affects our communications, it affects our satellites, it affects our power grids.
Until a few years ago, solar wind was of little interest to anyone but space scientists. Now, however, as we become more and more dependent on advanced technology, we become more vulnerable to the impact of solar wind. Forecasting the weather in space is increasingly important. More than that, scientists are beginning to make huge advances in their understanding of the sun.
It's so exciting because, you know, it's a star. It's an incredibly complex yet important system, and it's the source of all life here on Earth.
But as more of the sun's mysteries are uncovered, we're learning that our benevolent star has the power to disrupt life as well as to nurture it. John Blackstone, CBS News, San Francisco.
And that is the CBS Morning News for this Friday. We hope you'll be with us a bit later for CBS This Morning. Right now, we leave you with a look at the year's first Mardi Gras parade in Mobile, Alabama.
For news 24 hours a day, America Online, keyword CBS News, and on the internet, CBS.com.
Experience you can trust. CBS News.